we have done significant investment in last 2 years to improve our product quality. Rather than pitching in the existing markets, we normally create new areas, new avenues.
What are some of the current trends in the film metallization and packaging industry, and which trend do you think will shape the future of this market?
Recyclable metallized films is one area which could have a good trend. There is a global consensus that most of the brands have already declared that their packaging will be 100% recyclable. Hopefully, after a few months, we can see good amount of metallized film replacing aluminum foil. Packaging with PCR could take a lead in future, as in when the resins are made available. We have just started this journey, and as of now, it is expensive. But once the scale kicks in, I'm sure the cost will come down and economy of scale will benefit all of us.
Hello and welcome to this podcast, Mr. Manohar, the Legends of Metallizing.
Yeah, thank you, Agrani, for giving me this opportunity to be in your podcast.
It is my absolute pleasure. Mr. Manohar, your journey is absolutely inspirational. So, can you share your journey in the BOPP industry and how you rose to the position of CEO and whole-time director at Toppan Speciality Films?
Yeah, yes, Agrani, I started my journey here in that time it was called as Max Speciality Films as an engineer, starting first plant in 1989. Both this company and I have come a long way in the past for more than 3 decades now. And during my tenure of more than 35 years, I've been fortunate enough to work in almost all verticals of the organization, starting with operations. And I got an additional responsibility of key account management. And later on, as I was able to lead strategy, driving technology as chief technology officer, and now as a CEO and full-time director. As CEO, I'm happy to say that TSF, Toppan Speciality Films, vision, strategy, operations, governance, stakeholder relationship are very strong. And we continue to ensure they remain steady, and this drives our financial performance in a sustainable fashion. I'm proud to be part of TSF culture and value system that remains a critical aspect.
Okay. And Mr. Manohar, you mentioned that it was called Max Speciality. So, Toppan Specialty Films has undergone significant changes and rebranding from Max Specialty Films recently. So, how has this transition impacted the company's operations and strategic goals?
See, earlier Max Specialty Films was also known and recognized for technology, quality, and service, with one of the best governance in the industry. The journey of becoming Toppan Specialty has been very steady, and it happened right away. Like in 2017, Toppan took 49% stake, and both Toppan and TSF could understand each other well and develop deep trust and alignment of cultures. So this happened over a period of time. It is not all of a sudden. And after Toppan took 100% stake in 2022, our scope of vision is also tweaked from being a preferred supplier in not only India, but also global level with support of Toppan. And our mission and values remains more or less same, which we continue to live. Toppan Specialty, true to its name, specialty has been core forte of ours. We are leading suppliers of specialty films, and we have pioneered several unique and innovative films for Indian market. And with Japan, when I call Toppan, it is basically Toppan Japan. With Toppan Japan support, we are working together to take quality to next level. Earlier also, like I mentioned, we were known for quality. But with Toppan Japan's help, I think we'll take quality to next level. And I must confess that we have done significant investment in last 2 years to improve our product quality. Additionally, Toppan is also supporting us in R&D by helping us in different aspects of product development cycle.
Okay. And Mr. Manohar, another thing is sustainability. Now, this is a term that everybody uses nowadays, and it is also a key driver for Toppan's future growth. So, could you elaborate on some of the sustainable products and initiatives that Toppan Specialty Films is currently focusing on?
Yeah, so sustainability of late is the buzzword now. And as the world moves towards stricter environmental regulations and consumer demands more sustainable products, Many surveys have proved that young customers are willing to pay a little bit extra for sustainable product. TSF, that is Toppan Speciality Film, is well positioned to meet these challenges. We offer monomaterial solutions that increases value of waste stream and supports ease of recyclability. To demonstrate this, we have set up a mechanical recycling unit, and we are the first one in India to develop biodegradable films, which has qualified the government-led rules and regulations. We are in the last stages of getting clearance. Additionally, we are also ISCC certified, which means we can use chemically recycled material and then certify our products that yes, so much of PCR content is used in our films. We have worked very closely with brands and converters to develop many different products to make that laminate recyclable structures. Our ongoing initiatives, coupled with our commitment to innovation and compliance, ensure that we remain at the forefront of the industry's transition into a eco-friendlier future. In addition to making our product more sustainable, we are also committed to reduce carbon emission aligned with our overall global objective of reducing CO2 emission by 32% by 2030. We must remember that in India, we are growing and maybe we are doubling our capacity by 2030, but still, even after doing that, we are committed to reduce our carbon emission by 32%, and we are committed to SDG goals. Needless to say that 100% of our roofs are covered with solar panels for a captive power consumption. It is a small percentage, but yes, we have done this. In addition to carbon emission, we have also taken a lot of initiatives to reduce and reuse whatever water which we use in our premises. And also, as part of our CSR initiatives, we have planted many trees following the Miyawaki forest methodology. So these are some of the initiatives which we have taken to reach our sustainable targets and goals.
That's quite commendable, and these are quite a few initiatives. That's really great. Mr. Manohar, you mentioned mono-material films. So recently, Toppan launched the GLSP barrier film. What makes this product unique, and what potential impact do you foresee it having on the packaging industry?
So yes, our partnership started, like I mentioned, in 2017, and probably Toppan wanted to partner with us to develop GL film, which is more sustainable in the sense which is PP based, so that in whatever PP structures or in polyolefin structures, our films can be used. So TSF has started producing these GL films in India, and currently only BOPP based GL are being manufactured. Toppan also manufactures a lot of polyester based, but in India it is only PP based GL films. TSF is known to be pioneer in providing futuristic products, as I mentioned earlier also. Hence, we are known to create markets for sustainability solutions. Rather than pitching in the existing markets, we normally create new areas, new avenues. Most brands and customers are informed about the solution, but we are responsible partners shall make sure that they are updated on the advantages and challenges before they even start deploying these sustainable solutions.
Mm.
The target solutions of GL PET are well established globally, but for GL BOPP, the targets are still under development. We'll continue to serve both India and exports market as brand requirements are in India as well as globally. So, in a nutshell, still this is in development stage, and going forward, maybe this will be extending this to BOPE also. Once we have our own line producing BOPE, the line is still under commissioning, is still under erection right now. Next year, we'll be commissioning this new line, and probably after that, we'll try producing GL BOPE also.
Okay, that's great. And Mr. Manohar, I'll close this off by asking you a very generic question. So we talked about sustainability, but apart from that, what are some of the current trends in the film metallization and packaging industry, and which trend do you think will shape the future of this market?
Yeah, I think many things are happening simultaneously. I'll just mention some of the things. Specific to film metallization and packaging industry, it is evolving rapidly, driven by technological advancements, environmental concerns, and changing consumer preferences. Some of the current trends shaping the future of the sector, and these are as follows. Like a lot of improvements are happening in machine design in the new metallizers also. Probably this will also help us produce films with better performance. I think at least there is a global consensus that most of the brands have already declared that their packaging will be 100% recyclable by some by 2025, some say 2030, and some may have targets of 2035. But overall, I think most of the brands have this target of having 100% recyclable packaging, in addition to others like maybe using biodegradable or compostable or using recycled contents and things like that. And there is an emerging trend where multi-layer structures are being replaced by similar polymer structures or same polymer structures. Like earlier, it used to be polyester, BOPP, or nylon, or something mixed like this.
Yeah.
But now the trend is to have polyolefin structure or same polymer structures so that if it can be collected, sorted, and recycled, you can get better value. Aluminium foil is also one area which is not recycle friendly. So metallized films, which of late metallized films are giving better performance, which can replace aluminium foil in some of the critical applications also. So that's a new trend which is coming up, and a lot of trials and testings are going on. Hopefully, after a few months, we can see good amount of metallized film replacing aluminum foil. Like I mentioned earlier, we are commissioning a new hybrid line which can produce BOPE, and BOPE can create many different opportunities. Like mostly for sealing applications, PE is used.
Okay.
So going forward, BOPE can probably have a print layer as well as maybe metallized BOPE as two-layer structures. Predominant usage of MET-PET structures are right now being used, replaced by MET BOPP in many applications. And like I mentioned earlier, future trend could be with metallized BOPE also. Three-layer structures are being replaced by two-layer structures because it reduces one process, and also it will reduce the plastic consumption from three to two layers. Packaging with PCR could take a lead in future, as in when the resins are made available. We have just started this journey, and as of now, it is expensive. But once the scale kicks in, I'm sure the cost will come down and economy of scale will benefit all of us. Circularity, as you know, is a thing where packaging is moving in that direction. And eventually, I believe this will be linked to reduction in carbon emission. This will gain more importance as and when the regulatory push is also given. Some other sustainable and eco-friendly packagings are, for example, biodegradable and compostable materials. There is a growing demand for packaging with biodegradable and compostable material. Of course, all these things should meet all the performance characteristics.
Right.
Recyclable metallized films is one area which could have a good trend. And as I mentioned earlier, there are different kinds of barrier. One is enhanced barriers, like metallized film could be one. Transparent films like alloys and tryouts, this could be getting more traction going forward. Nano coatings are there, the coating technology as a combination, as standalone also, like you can have metallized film coated with enhanced barrier material or some nano coating, or standalone metallized with alloys or tryouts also. Going forward, smart packaging also is gaining a lot of traction. Smart packaging, meaning interactive packaging with QR codes, with NFC tags, and other small technologies which can add more value. Customer can immediately scan and sense. There are other packaging which can have sensors and indicators. For example, if the product is good, it can have a one color, and if the product goes bad, the color can change. Similarly, if it is hot, it can have one color, and if it is cold, it can have a different color. Things like that, which sensors and indicators can indicate about the product which is within the material. Lightweighting is continuously moving. People are reducing thickness from, say, 1820 micron, which used to be the norm, right now to 12, 10, and 8, 6. That is the latest numbers which I'm hearing. Not only the printable BOPP layer, but also the transparent layers also. In some applications, people are talking about paper laminated with very thin metallized films. These are some of the things which are coming up. Regulatory compliance and safety is having a lot of push all over with migration and contaminant controls, good state safety standards. A lot of regulatory requirements are there. Each country is having their own standards. So you may have to develop custom produce for those countries or try to meet all the requirements of different countries within a single product. These are about performance, but other important parameters are aesthetic and functional enhancements. There are films with very high gloss or films with very high, with matte finishes, holography effect, and some of the tactile things like if you touch it, it can have very soft feeling. Some can have linen type of texture. Some can have sand textures, things like that. Convenience and functionality is also an important aspect. Most of the packaging, we find that it is difficult to open some of those packets, but there are some development wherein it can open up very easily. Circular economy initiatives, like I mentioned, closed loop recycling systems, chemical recycling is also picking up, which ultimately ends up in producing PCR material. Extended producer responsibility, EPR, in India also, this is implemented now, and going forward, it will be more stringent. And from next year onwards, there are certain regulatory requirements that we need to use 10% minimum recycled content in flexible packaging. And after 2 years, again, it will increase to 20%. Similar things are happening in rigid packaging also. So I think, yes, a lot of excitement is there. A lot of new things are coming up. And Toppan Speciality Films focusing on specialities and innovation. I think a lot of excitement is there in the future.
Right. And thank you so much, Mr. Mano, for these valuable insights. And thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate it really. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, Nagarana.